Hello. All right, I am Latori, and I am making this video today because I have been guided to make this video. And it's so funny. Let me just start by saying this. I would have to say maybe a year ago, there is no way I would have ever imagined myself making the video that I'm making now. Shoot, a month ago, I couldn't even see myself making the type of video that I'm gonna be making. Um, to try to give you a background, I have been delving into my spirituality on another level. I have a strong Christian foundation. That's where it all started from. So to be where I am today, it's almost like surreal for me. So I'm going to take you through a series of how about me coming out of the closet, and literally, this is me coming out of the closet. I never would imagine that I would have been making videos talking about spirituality to others publicly. Yeah, this is it, but my spirit had been really, really heavy in letting me know that it's time for you to start telling your story. You can't continue to be behind this curtain. You have to tell your story. You have an obligation to assist others in their ascension, and their comfortability, and them being able to see it firsthand. You know what I'm saying? You will do more than you think that you will be able to do. So initially, my whole thing was, well, I'm so thankful that I finally got this information. I'm finally feeling free. I'm very thankful. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to share with anyone else. What's for them will be for them. Like, I seriously was thinking this was what's for them, it's for them. What's for me, it's for me. If I have a conversation with somebody and they accept what I say, or they, if it interests them, then we can continue to have a conversation. It's not, oh, well, it ain't for them. This is for me anyhow. But more like, so, okay, let me start here. Just yesterday, because I had been feeling these feelings of getting these downloads of different things, and like, you gonna be having to be public, and I'm like, and not in the way that I envisioned, because I always thought I was gonna be public, but I was thinking I was gonna be speaking about, I don't know, something totally different than what I am being led to talk about. And so yesterday when I went to bed, I'm like, but where do I start? And I was like, no, and I had to tell my spirit, and I had to tell my guides and stuff. I'm not asking y'all, like, I need assurance, like, where I know 100% without a shadow of doubt where I'm supposed to start. And so I was like, until then, I'm not moving. Like, y'all know who I am. I can't move if I don't feel comfortable within myself. So I went to bed yesterday. I woke up, this morning. First thing I see is some stuff for me to listen to. When I give him, I go through my spiritual routine, meditation, manifestation videos, whatnot. So I'm like, all right. So I went through some stuff, and it was like, and it reminded me of a conversation that I had a few days ago, and it was like, this is it. And I'm like, oh crap, like, this is big, like, oh, okay, all right. So then when I was driving today, I had started getting to NDE's near death experience videos, just randomly. And so I'm driving, I'm listening to something, and then I started getting these massive downloads about, how to help people free themselves from being stuck in a place where they feel like they have to hide spiritually. And so I'm like, okay. And then, like, so it reminded me of, how do I put this? Okay, it reminded me of when my husband and I, when we were into church, my husband will always say, like, man, like, it will be so much easier for people, because, everything feels so hard. It feels so like, it feels like, dang, I'm not doing this right. You always feeling like, am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? You always looking for our answer as opposed to relying on yourself. And I remember my husband was like, man, if we went to church and we start seeing the things that the Bible speaks about, we start seeing all these things really happen, if people seen people start from here and then, end up being here, like, it would make stuff so much easier. And so that conversation came back to me, and instantly my spirit was like, that's where you start. I'm like, what? Start where you at now. Don't wait till you get there to then start talking about how you got there. Let people go through the journey with you. And I'm like, whoa. So for me, that's big, because I'm like, so you want me, who was a very private and guarded person, to share my personal information with the world so I could be scrutinized and I could be talked about and people can know, you know, all these things that I don't necessarily want people to know because I ain't necessarily proud of. And I heard it so clear, like, yes, that's what you're supposed to do. And so I will tell y'all this. Now, I did not know this then. I just got this understanding recent. But prior to my incarnation here this time, my contract and my agreement, I chose to go through poverty. I chose to go through all of these different challenges and these hardships. Didn't understand it. I didn't understand it until recent because it was rough and I didn't understand why I was going through depression and, you know, like why my life had been so difficult and so hard and, you know, why is stuff, it seemed like it's so easy for other people, but it's so hard for me. And until recently, I got it. Like, you chose this. You chose this because you needed to go through this so that people could see you going through this and then see how you came out of it, so that they can understand that they have hope of, and they will be able to see, like, if you start changing these certain things about you, you will come out of it. And so I am at the very, very beginning of coming out of this lackful thinking and this poverty and stuff. So you guys are getting this from the beginning. I don't have the big house. I don't have the bank account that has, you know, shit. Truth be told, my bank account barely got hundreds of dollars in it. But what I'm giving y'all is I'm giving y'all my starting point and where my mindset, like where the shift of my mindset comes from. My mindset now is totally different than what you physically see in my bank account, what you physically see when you walk through my home. My mindset is somewhere totally different, and it was a process for me to get here. And so what I have been designed to do is share with y'all my process, the before the hand, so you guys can see the actual manifestation take place, so you can see it happening in real time. That's what I'm here to do. So you guys will continue to hear from me. I have so much to share with you guys, but this is just the beginning.